Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Game Society, I call this the Tale of Siege of Skytower.
Hello, we are now playing Siege of Skytower, the second part of the Heirs of Blood campaign. So this is the setup right here. So the heroes start right over here. There's going to be spiders in the cave. There's an exit for the Overlord. There's some Ettins over here in the gatehouse. There's going to be some levers here. There are doors that are going to be here, here, and over here by the waterfall. Those all start to open. And then we have Sir Ulrich over there and Belder that starts there. All right, so the goal for the Overlord is to have Sir Ulrich, Goblin Archers, and Zombies exit out here. And then depending on if it's Sir Ulrich, a normal minion, or a master minion, the Overlord will get fatigue points. They're trying to get 8. And then the heroes are just trying to make sure that doesn't happen over the course of 8 turns. They have their own fatigue tokens that they'll keep track of. At the end of each Overlord token, we remove a fatigue from the hero's area. So those are the victory conditions. First up, the Overlord has Belter. He gets to fly, so he gets to ignore terrain while moving, and then also has reach, so he can use a melee attack up to 2 spaces away. He has a poison where if he does an attack that does at least 1 damage, the character will get the poison effect. Because there's 4 heroes, he has 4 movement, 15 health, a gray and brown defense die, and a melee attack of red and blue. Next up is Sir Ulrich Pharaoh. He has Unmovable, so nothing can make him move in the game. He has Overpower, which is a move where he gets to test strength as he moves next to heroes, and he gets to toss them aside. He gets to add extra damage with the Surge. He has 3 movement, 16 health, and 2 gray defensive dice, and then has a melee attack of red and blue. Next up are the Cave Spiders, right up here. The regular ones have 4 movement, 3 health, and a great defense die. They get to do the poison effect with the Surge and extra damage. They attack with the blue and yellow die. And then the Master one gets to do web, so if heroes are next to the Master one, they have to spend fatigue to move out of its melee range. And then it gets to do extra damage with the Surge, and then has poison as well, and then has 2 more health. Next up, we have the large monsters, the Ettins. The normal ones have 3 movement, 5 health, 2 grade defensive dice, reach, so melee attack within range of 2, and surge for 2 extra damage, a red and blue die for their attack. And then the master one has 3 more health and can use an ability to toss aside 3 spaces, a hero, and then the surge does extra damage as well. Next up are the Goblin Archers. The normal ones have 5 movement, 2 health, great defensive die. They have Scamper, so they can move through enemy heroes. They have Cowardly, so they cannot use their Surge abilities unless if they're within 3 spaces of a Master Minion or a Lieutenant. They can Surge for extra range, extra damage, and blue and yellow die for attack. And then the Master one just happens to be able to do more range and damage on their Surge, and they have a little bit more health. And last up for the Overlord are the Zombies. The normal ones have 3 movement, 3 health, and a brown defensive die. They have Shambling, so they're only allowed to move once per turn. And then they have a Surge for Disease to give that a status effect. They can Surge for extra damage. They have a blue and yellow die for attacking. And then the Master one has 3 extra health, has then also a special ability to Grab, which immobilizes the heroes. The first hero we have is Tatiana. She's going to have Nimble, Dangerous Sense, and the U Shortbow. Next up is Grisband. He has Rage and Iron Battle Axe. Moving along, we have Shalara, which has Bright Blaze, Exploding Rune, Runic Knowledge, and Arcane Bolt. And Sharing has Stone Skin, Drain Spirit, and Oak Staff. The first step is to do travel from Catheri Ruins all the way up to the Siege of Skytower. We have to do this road event right here, so we're going to draw a card. So we end up getting this one. This says, a traveling sage gives you access to his library. Hero players choose 1 hero to test wisdom. If he passes, he may look at the Overlord's hand of cards and choose 1 to discard. So we are going to have Shalara roll for wisdom, which is a 4. So we have to get a 4 or lower on a gray and black die. So let's see what we get. We got 3, so they do pass. So we get to look at the Overlord's cards. Let's go ahead and look at them right here. We are going to get rid of Dark Charm. This allows the Overlord to potentially take over a hero for a turn during the Overlord's turn, so that is discarded. All right. The last event right here is going to be a mountain event before we start Siege of Skytower. So let's go ahead and draw it. So we end up getting no event, so the travel phase is over. Before the heroes take their first turn, the Overlord's going to spend their threat token for Veteran Council. this allows them to exhaust this, and they will gain more threat at the end of this level scenario based on the number of master minions still alive. Grisband's going to take the first turn. He's going to move, let's see, 1, 2, 3 right here. And then his second action, he's going to attack the Etten. He's going to perform Rage to do an extra damage with this attack right here. So he gets to roll a blue and a red. He already gets a Pierce. And then the Etten gets 2 gray defensive dice. So let's see what happens. Alright, so we have, let me move these dice out of the way. We have 3 defensive dice for the Ettins, and then Grisband gets to do 2 damage. Let's put this over here as well. 2 damage, 3 damage, and then Surge for 2 more, so that's 5 damage, and ignoring 1 shield, so the Ettin receives 3 damage tokens right over here. Not too bad for the first turn. This Ettin has 8 health. That's the end of Grisband's turn. Tatiana's going to go next. She's going to move, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this does barely reach from this corner to this corner, and it only passes the tips of the corners. She's going to attack the Etten. She gets to use a yellow and a blue for the bow. Then she has to get 1, 2, 3, 4 range, but she gets +1 range for her ability up here. So yeah, let's see, 4 range first. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the dice. So grab these out here. We got 3 defense, and then we did get the range. We only get to add, let's see, that's 1 damage, 2 damage, and the range is good, but yep, no damage goes through because there's 3 defense. That's the end of her turn. Shalara's going to go next, but she's going to have Bright Blaze move 4. 1, 2, probably 3 right here. So Pierce 1 to anything that's adjacent to this. And then she's going to use her first action, 1, 2. She'll save a movement. She's going to use Exploding Rune right here. She gets to perform a blast attack with the Arcane Bolt. So she gets to roll a blue and a yellow, and she gets a fatigue for the blast attack. We are going to roll for the red spider first, which is a great die. So let's see what happens. We end up getting no defense for the red spider, and then just let's see if it was enough range. She needed 3. So she did get enough. So that's 2 damage to the red spider right there. So let's go ahead and mark that right there. And then this normal spider gets hit as well. So let's go ahead and roll this gray die. We end up getting nothing as well. So 2 more damage on this spider. Or on this one right here, the normal one. 2 damage right there. And then she's going to complete her movement and go right here. But then the Overlord is going to do Pit Trap. Play this card when a hero enters an empty space. She has to test willpower. So she has to roll a gray and a black die. And she is trying to get, let's see, her willpower over here. Sorry, it was a willpower? No, it was awareness. Awareness is 1. She has to get a 1 or less in this. She failed, so let's see what happens if she fails. She loses 1 health point and 1 movement point, but she has no more movement to suffer, so she is stunned. So we're going to go ahead and make her lose the health and grab the stunned effect. Let's see, it's going to be right here. Stunned, right there. And then we're going to grab the health that she lost. All right, that's the end of her turn. Sharing is next. She's going to move 1, 2, 3, interrupt her movement, and attack the Etten. She's going to use Drain Spirit right here. So if she does at least 1 damage, she gets to heal everyone within range 3, 1 health. So she's going to add a fatigue for doing that. And then she gets to roll a blue and a yellow die. And that Etten gets to roll 2 gray dice. So let's see what happens. Right, so she ends up getting some surges. Let's see what she can do with that. Let's put that down here, and then the 2. So I got 2 defense, so she gets to do 2 damage, plus 1 more damage, so 3 damage. So only 1 damage gets to go through, and then her other surge will remove fatigue from her. So that's right there. So 1 damage gets to go through. Right there in that one. I think this Etten has 8 health. So Tatiana herself and Grisman get to heal 1 health, so Grisman gets to heal 1, Tatiana gets to heal 1, and she gets to heal 1 as well. So that's the end of her turn. Actually, she's going to finish up her 2 of movement, so she's going to go 1 right there, just to be able to use Stone Skin on whoever she chooses. Now it's the end of her turn. At the beginning of the Overlord's turn, they get to add some reinforcements, so we are going to add 3 zombies right over there. And then we're also going to add a Goblin Archer right there, and then draw an Overlord card. So we end up getting Dark Might, which allows us to add a Surge. Sir Ulrich's going to go first. He could try to come through the waterfall because it's not closed up yet from these levers, but he thinks he doesn't have enough movement, so he's going to go through the left side. So he's going to move, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then his second action is going to be 1, 2, 3 as well. So that's the end of his turn. Next up are the zombies. They get to move 3 as well, and they can only move 3 one time because they have shambling. 1, 2, 3. Let's put this one 1, 2, 3 as well, and then 1, 2, 3. So they go right there. And then the Goblin Archer is next. It's going to move 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right next to Belthier. And then Belthier is going to use his special ability to take this one. They're going to go all the way over here, but then they each get a stunned token. Let's go ahead and grab those. There you go. They each get stunned. All right. The Overlord's going to activate the Ettins next. This Ettin is just going to do a regular attack on that Grisband right there. It gets to roll a red and a blue. Grisband gets to roll a gray die. We are not going to use Stone Skin, so let's see what happens. We end up getting, let's put this up here. Oops, that was a 5, I believe. I spun it around, so that's just 2 damage against the 1 defense, no surges, so Grisband receives 1 damage right there. And then the second action the red is going to do is throw. So Grisband has to test strength of 5. Let's see, he has to get a 5 or less. He does, so he does not get thrown. So that's the end of the Master Ettin. And then the normal one is also going to do an attack. This one also gets a red and a blue die. So we're going to go ahead and roll this with the defense. We end up getting 4 right there. Minus the 3 defense, that's pretty good for Grisband. He receives another damage right there. And then the other Ettin could move or do another action. It cannot attack again, so it's just going to kind of stay put because they're kind of guarding those levers there from the heroes getting through. So that's the end of the Ettins. The cave spiders are going to go last. This regular one's going to go 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. And it's going to attack Shalara. It gets to roll a yellow and a blue. And then Shalara gets a gray defense die right there. Let's see what happens. We end up getting, oh, this is not good for Shalara. 2 damage and 2 surges. So poisoned and another damage. So 3 damage on Shalara, and then she also gets poisoned. So these status effects are really adding up here. 1, 2, 3, right there. And then the poison effect right there. She's stunned. She's also poisoned. All right. This spider gets to go next. Gets to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up there. Let's go ahead and drag its damage counters, and it's going to attack. Same deal. We got the 1 blue, 1 yellow. Let's see right there. We got that, and that. So that's 2, 3, 4 damage. I guess it can't be poisoned again. So 4 more damage on Shalara. That's pretty rough. So we're gonna change that to a 5. Right there. There you go. All right. This spider's gonna go next. 1, 2, 3, 4 up here and attack Shalara. She might get knocked out here. Let's see. 3 damage against 3 defense right there. So she's good. All right. This spider is going to go 1, 2, 3, I guess right there, and attack Shalara again. This time, Sharon's going to use Stone Skin, so she's going to exhaust that. She's going to get a fatigue token. So Shalara gets to roll another defense die. So let's see. They're really trying to keep her alive. All right, so she rolled 4 defense, and then we have 1 damage plus 1 more from the surge. So Shalara is good, but there's still the Master Spider right there. Let's see, it can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to bring that with, and it's going to attack as well. Let's see, this one doesn't get extra dice, but it can do extra damage with the surge. Shalara does not get the stone skin anymore. All right. I'm dropping stuff here. All right, so yeah, she's going to get KO'd right there. So we're going to go ahead and fill up her health all the way up to the max. So that's going to be 10. I'll double check, but I think these get discarded as well. And then the fatigue gets filled up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As well as her figure gets replaced with the token, the yellow rune. Let's see, it's going to be, I have to find it real quick, this one. All right, that's the end of the Overlord turn. At the end of the Overlord turn, 1 fatigue token goes. This is how the heroes win. I forgot to mention that the Overlord gets to decide to either draw an Overlord card or grab a threat token. They're going to actually get a threat token, so they can use this maybe later on to add 2 defense dice to a monster attack. All right, for the heroes, Asharian's going to go first. She's going to do Drain Spirit on the Master Spider right there. So she's going to add a fatigue token. She gets to roll a blue and a yellow right there. She does at least 1 damage. Everyone within 3 gets healed. So that's what she's hoping for. All right, she ends up doing 3 damage, and then the surge right here. Give me a second to line this up. She's going to do a surge to add 1 more damage, so that's going to be 4 damage. So 1 damage will go through, but then the Overlord's going to use Armor of Darkness right here. Exhaust this card when a monster is attacked. After dice are rolled, add 2 to the result. So it's going to spend the threat. This token will go over to Grisband right here. All right, so that one doesn't go off, and then she's going to do the same thing, Drain Spirit. Go ahead and add that fatigue right there. She's trying to do at least 1 damage to heal up everyone. All right, so let's see what we got. So we got the defense. All right. 3 damage. She's not going to spend that, and she'll remove a fatigue for not surging. And then, ooh, that would be 2 damage. Ooh, actually, she has to think about it because she can get rid of this spider instead. She's going to... that's a tough choice. So here's the choice. She can not get rid of the fatigue, get rid of the spider by doing an extra damage, or she can then save her fatigue to be able to keep doing this Drain Spirit, but I think getting rid of the spider is important, so she will surge. So 4 against 1 is 3 damage to get rid of the spider right there. This heals up everyone within 3, which is everyone 1 health, so Tatiana's okay. Grisband recovers 1. She's fine herself, and then this will actually resurrect Shalara, so she'll go right there. She heals up 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, she's 1 away from being KO'd again, but at least she gets an extra action this turn. Let's put that right there. That's the end of Asharian's turn. Grisband's going to go next. He's going to use his heroic feat to attack the Master Etten right there. So we have to flip his little card over right there. So he gets an extra attack in addition to his normal actions right there. So he gets to roll a blue and a red. And then he's also going to use a fatigue for rage right there to get an extra damage. And the Etten right there gets, let's see, 2 gray defensive dice. So here we go. Blue and a red. All right. Let's bring that all out over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, which is pretty good. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually does 6 and pierce 1. So 6 against the 4. That is only 2 damage right there. All right, so we're going to add 2 damage. Let's turn that into a 5. And then his second action, or his first action, is he's going to attack again. Let's do rage again as well. So add a fatigue. All right. Just trying to get 1 damage through. All right, let's see. That's 3 damage minus the 2. And then the axe also has some pierce. So the Etten goes down. So let's remove the Etten from the map. His last action for the turn is going to be attack the normal Etten, so a blue and a red against the 2 gray. Let's see what we get. Alright, so we've got 2 defense for the Etten. We have a lot of stuff to do here. So we have 3, 4, 5, and then Pierce 1, so that's going to be 4 damage. He just has to do 1 more damage to get rid of him, so he's going to search for 2 more. And then that's going to be what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 6 damage. This Etten is defeated. And that is the end of Grisband's turn. Shalara is going to go next. She's just going to try to get out of harm's way. 1, 2, 3. Is that her movement? Only 3. Yep. And then 1, 2, 3 to go hide up there. And then she's going to move Bright Blaze right over here. So any attacks against these spiders, it has Pierce 1. Alright, Tatiana has a plan. She's first going to attack this spider right here with the blue and the yellow with her U short bow. So we're going to go ahead and bring that over here. She doesn't have to roll range because she's good. So let's see. She ends up getting, let's see, 0 defense for the spider. She gets 1, 2, 3 damage. So that's enough damage to take out the spider. Let me double check. Yeah, it has 3 health for normal one. She's going to use this to remove a fatigue. So that goes off. So that's her first action. So this spider's defeated. There would have been a Pierce 1 as well. So that goes off there. And then her second action, well, she's actually going to use suffer fatigue to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's going to suffer 4 fatigue to go up there. So let's go ahead and place that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she's hoping that the lever right here, she's going to use that second action. This one, I believe, is the green door. She doesn't care about shutting that because Ulrich's not here yet. This one's going to be the red door. No one's really walking towards the waterfall, but she really wants it to be white to close this door so Balthier and the Goblin Archer can't, Balthier can come and start doing damage and the Archer can start leaving for the victory points for the Overlord. So let's see what we get. Ooh, we got the white door. That's really good. That was a kind of a miracle for them right there. So this door it shuts right there. All right. Ooh, that was really good for the heroes. So that is the end of their turn. All right. At the beginning of the Overlord turn, there are some reinforcements. It's going to be these 4 goblins. Sorry, the tiles like popped off, but just going to have to deal with that right there. Right there. And then also draw a card. They got Tripwire, which is good for messing up a hero with low awareness right there. That's going to be really good, useful soon, but not this turn. And then they're going to activate the Balthier first. Balthier is going to use an action to get rid of the stun. And then he's just going to kind of move. Let's see, his movement is 4. So he's going to get ready for this door if it ever gets opened up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he'll just be waiting right there. That's the end of his turn. All right, the goblins go next. This one is going to use its first action to get rid of stun and then also move against the door to get ready for when that is open. And then these goblins are going to kind of split up. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So 2 going that way. And then we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going towards the waterfall. And then the zombies are going to go next. They only get to move 3. Also going to split them up 1, 2, 3. And then this one's going to go 1, 2, 3 as well. And this one's going to go the other way. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think that's faster. 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. That would be 1 turn, 2, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so that's that. Elric's going to go, he gets to move, let's see, 3, but he gets to do 2 movements. So let's go 1, let me move my hand, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So he's going to go all the way down over there. So he's going to be entering the battle. The spiders are going to go next. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then attack Shalara. Let's see what it gets to roll. It gets to roll a yellow and a blue right here. Shalara gets the gray defense die. Asharian cannot use Stone Skin because she's full of fatigue or else she would. So this is going to be pretty rough right here. Yep, that's pretty bad. So 3 damage goes through. Shalara gets KO'd again. So let's fill this up to 5 right there. And then her figure is going to go over here, back on here, and then we are going to put her token where she was. The Overlord is not able to get another threat token for that expansion pack, but it can draw another Overlord card right here. This lets them re-roll a die. This is a really strong hand for the Overlord right now. All right, this normal spider is going to go next. It's going to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and attack Asherian. So 1 blue, 1 yellow. Let's see what happens. Let's go. We got this right here. 1 defense, so that's 2 damage plus probably a poison as well. So 1 damage goes to Asherian, and then she gets the poison effect as well. So let's go ahead and put that on her. She has to, at the start of her turn, test might. If she fails, she suffers a damage. If she succeeds, she gets rid of it. All right, and then this spider is going to go also 1, 2, 3. Let's try not to block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4. Yeah, let's go right there. All right, let's carry over the damage. We're going to attack Asherian as well. There you go. 1 yellow, 1 blue. Let's see what we got. A lot of different numbers here. So Asherian got 2 defense, so we're doing 4 damage plus 1 more. She already has poison, so 5 minus 2, so she takes 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. All right, that is the end of the Overlord turn. It gets a reinforcement, so it gets the add a spider. Let's see right here, it's going to choose that spot. It has to choose this 15B spider's nest tile. And then we also remove a fatigue token at the end of the turn. This is how the heroes can win. All right, Shalara is going to go first. She's going to stand up. She's going to roll 2 red dice to see what she gets. She gets, ooh, this is very good. She gets to recover 6 health and 1 fatigue. That is her turn. So let's go ahead and bring that down to 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she also gets to recover 1 fatigue. But like I said, that is her whole turn right there. So she's going to go onto the map right there. So we flick everything all over the place. And then Bright Blaze, she's going to have Bright Blaze move 1, 2, 3, 4 right under this to give Pierce 1 attacks to all of those spiders when they're hit. All right, Tatiana is going to go next. She's going to attack this normal spider with her U short bow. She gets a blue and a yellow. So let's see what she gets. This is actually pretty good. And then she also gets Pierce 1 because of the Bright Blaze. So it's only 1 shield, 3 against 1, 1 more for 1 damage, so 4 damage. The spider has 3 health, so the spider's going to die. And then she's going to use, did she get enough range? She did. She needed only added 1 more because she gets +1 for her ability. All right, and then the extra unused surge will get rid of a fatigue, which is really good. So this spider is taken out. She has to think about her next action. For her second action, she's going to attack the spider. She needs 1, 2, 3 range, but she automatically gets +1. So let's see what she gets. She does get enough range, and let's see how this ends up. This looks pretty good. No defense for the spider. It's going to be 2 damage plus 1 surge for 3 damage, which knocks out that spider. She's going to use another unused surge to get rid of a fatigue right there. So that her second action takes out this spider. It's very good. And then she's going to use Danger Sense, exhaust this card to force the Overlord to discard 1 card. So it's going to go ahead and use her 2, fill up to 4. She's going to use that. We're just going to roll a die for this. Let's get a fun bouncy one right here. So it's going to be 1 through 5. Let's see what we roll. 6 is a reroll. We got a 2. So 1, 2, Dark Might is discarded. This one's actually not that scary, like a free surge. But still, it's better than nothing, lowering the Overlord's resources. That's the end of her turn. All right, Asherian's next, but she has to test for poison. She has to roll might, so she has to get a 2 or less. See what she ends up getting. She does not, so she suffers a damage. So she goes up to 5. It's not too bad. So put that 1 right there. And then her first action is she's going to use her Oak Staff to attack the spider with Pierce 1 right here. So let's see what she gets. Let's put this all over here on the staff. So it's going to be it is 2 damage with Pierce 1, and then Surge to do a third damage. So that takes up the. Actually, she doesn't even need to do that. Spider has 1 health left, so she's going to use the unused Surge to get rid of a fatigue, and the spider gets knocked out right here. So that's going to go over there. And then her second action is going to be to rest. So at the end of her turn, which is right now, she's going to get rid of this. She needs to be able to use Drain Spirit and Stone Skin. All right, it's the end of her turn. Brisbane takes the last turn. He's going to try to move 3. So he's going to move the first spot there. And then the Overlord's going to activate Tripwire. He has to test Awareness. His Awareness is a 1, so he has to get a 1 or less on these 2 dice. All right, he does not. So if he fails, he must end his movement action, which is pretty rough for him. He has to think about what he's going to do next now. He's just going to take a rest action. He needs to be able to do rage and get some extra movement. So let's go ahead and remove all of that. That is the end of the hero's turn. At the start of the Overlord turn, they get some more reinforcements. So just 2 more zombies up there. And they also get to draw a card. So let's see what they get. They end up getting Word of Misery, which is pretty good. Extra fatigue suffered on heroes for a whole turn every time they suffer damage. All right. Goblins go first. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Then we're going to go and move these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're spreading out. This goblin archer is not going to do anything. All right, next up is the zombies. This one's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. These ones are going to go 1, 2. Actually, this one's going to go 1, 2, 3. Just go that way, just in case. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3 as well. Go that way as well. And then this one's going to go 1, 2, 3. So that's all of the zombies. All right, Ulrich's going to try to get to the exit. So he's going to go 3, 1, 2, 3. He's then going to use Overpower. So his first, it's a movement action. First part, he's going to move there, and he's going to test Might against that character. He needs to get 5 or less because his strength is 5. So let's see. He does get that, so he gets to swap places with Asherian right there, and Asherian suffers 1 fatigue right here. And then he gets to continue 2 more spaces, 1, 2. He's trying to get to the exit, and then it will score 3 of 8 points for the Overlord. And then next up is going to be, I guess the final action is the Spider. Spider's going to go 1, 2, 3. I guess yeah, right there, because his web will stop anyone from going there. And he's going to attack Asherian right there. Let's see what he gets. He gets a yellow die and a blue die. So we're going to go ahead and roll that. Asherian gets the gray defense die. So let's see what happens. Asherian's going to use her stone skin, I guess, to get an extra defense die. She's kind of low in health. She doesn't want anything to happen right there. So that exhausts. So let's go ahead and add the extra gray die. All right, we got 1, 2, 3 defense, and then 1, 2, 3 right there. The Overlord can reroll a die. Doesn't really make too much sense. Do another attack. Not really. Yeah, this seems fine. So it does only 1 damage. It's not actually no damage. Trying to think. Yeah, there's nothing else to do. That seems worthwhile. Balthier is going to take the flight action with this Goblin Archer. They're going to go all the way over. Let me make sure right here. They both get stunned, and then they're going to use their second action to remove the stun. At the end of the turn, the Overlord's going to do Word of Pain, so everyone has to test Might, and each one who fails suffers a damage. So let's go ahead with Tatiana. She has 2. She's 2 or less. She does not. She receives a damage. It's not a big deal. All right, and then Grisban has 5, so he has to get 5 or less. He does, so he's fine. Shalara has, let's see, I think it's 3, so she has to get 3 or less. She does. She's good. And then Asherian has 2, so she has to get 2 or less. She does not, so she suffers a damage. All right, and then also at the end of the Overlord turn, a spider gets to spawn in the spider's nest right here. It's going to choose that spot, as well as the fatigue token goes off right here. Asharian's going to go first. She's going to attack the spider with her staff. So she gets a yellow and a blue die. The spider gets a gray one. So let's see what happens. Oh, sorry. At the beginning of the turn, she has to test for poison. So 2 might. Let's see what she gets. She has to get 2 or less, or she suffers a damage. She is good, so she actually gets to discard the poison. So the poison is now gone. She's going to go ahead and do her attack. Roll the yellow and the blue. All right, let's see what she gets. Let's see. She gets 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 defense die. So the spider gets hit for 3. I forgot to mention it, but she did want to use Drain Spirit to be able to heal everyone. So she gets a fatigue right there. All right, so 3 damage goes through. Let's go ahead and place this 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. Just put it right next to there. And then everyone within 3, so everyone gets to heal 1. So Tatiana heals 1, Grisbin heals 1, Ashirin heals 1, and Shalara. All right, that was really good. And then she's going to use another attack. This spider has 2 health, so she's trying to get rid of it. Let's go ahead. No Drain Spirit this time. Ooh, that's a miss right there just from that attack die. All right. Is there any rerolls or anything? No, she can't do anything, so that's the end of her turn. I almost forgot about this, but Bright Blaze gives Pierce 1, so the spider receives 1 more damage, so has 1 health left. All right, Shalara gets to go next. She's going to move Bright Blaze over to here. So that goes right there, so Pierce 1 on those. And then she's going to go 1, 2, and she's hoping to get, let me double check the colors. She's hoping that the green appears so she can close the left door over here in Baltier. But even the red door would still work out. So she's going to grab this one. It's green, which is really lucky. So that closes this door right here. And then, but that does open up the white door right there. All right, so that's the end of her turn. All right, Tatiana's going to go first. She barely has line of sight, but she needs to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 range. She's using yellow and blue. She does get Pierce 1 because of Bright Blaze. Sir Ulrich here has 2 gray defense dice and 16 health. So let's see what she gets. Remember, she needs 5 range. She does get the range. So that's 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. All right. And then Pierce 1 because of Bright Blaze. So only 1 damage is going to go through, but she's going to use her ultimate to ignore the defense die with the most amount of shields. So then she is going to do 3 damage, or not ultimate, heroic feat. So 3 damage goes through onto Ulrich. So let's add that right here. Let's put it on right there. All right, and then she's going to do the same attack again. So let's see, yellow and blue. She needs to get 5 range. She definitely got the range, so let's go with that. There is still Pierce 1, so that's going to be 2 damage. She's good with range. Surge for 1 more damage, so 3 against the 2 defense, so only 1 damage goes through. Right there. All right, so 4 damage. Like I said, he has 16 health, but he is trying to escape here. He won't be able to do it during the next Overlord turn, so we're just trying to see if we can get rid of him. If it looks like a lost cause, we're just going to let him escape and start focusing on like the goblins and the zombies that are also trying to escape. Grisband is next. He's going to use 2 fatigue to move. Let's see, 1. I guess he has to use 1 more additional fatigue because of web, so 3. Sorry, yeah, 1, 2, 3. So he receives 3 fatigue right over here. He is going to attack the spider with his battle axe. He is not going to use rage, so he gets a red die and a blue die, and the spider gets a gray die. So let's see what happens. He has Pierce 1 because of Bright Blaze. So let's see. Oh yeah, this is going to be enough. So definitely 2 damage goes through right there. Unused Surge is going to be used to get rid of a fatigue. And this Master Spider is defeated. So let's move that out of the way right there. And then he's going to then lose a stamina or a fatigue to go right here. Let's do that. And then he's going to use his second action. Let's make sure we add that. To attack. So red and a blue against 2 gray dice. So we got two Pierce, 1 for his battle axe, 1 for Bright Blaze. All right, so we got that. There we go. I'm just going to move this out of the way because of the 2 pierce, 1 natural, 1 bright blaze. So that's going to be 4 damage. Add 2 more damage, so 6 minus 1, so 5 damage onto Ulrich right there. And that will be the end of the hero's turn. Alright, at the beginning of the Overlord turn, there's no more reinforcements to add. We get to draw a card right here, Frenzy, which is another attack. All this is pretty good. Alright, the goblins are going to activate first, the goblin archers. This one's going to go right over there, just waiting for the door to be open. This one's going to go, let me move my hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it can move around the corner. This one's going to go 1, 2, use the special waterfall ability, 3, 4, 5, and then it's going to attack. Let's see, let me think about it. Shalara is lower, or Tatiana? So Shalara actually. So it needs to get 1, 2, 3, 4 range. So go ahead and roll a yellow and a blue die right here. It can't use Surge because it has Cowardly, and it's not within 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess technically 1, 2, 3. It is within 3 spaces. I don't think it has to refer to line of sight. Let's see. Yeah, nothing about line of sight. So I'm pretty sure it's fine then, actually. So let's see what we get. We got 2 damage and 2 surges. Enough range, but Shalara got 3 defense, so that is the end of that goblin turn. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This goblin technically is trying to escape through the exit here. That's part of the Overlord goal. It's going to attack. Let's attack a Sharon right here. A Sharon, so it's going to need 1, 2 to range. Let's see what happens. A Sharon could use Stone Skin, but I don't think she's going to. She should be fine. All right, we got enough range. We got 3 defense and then 2 surges, so we can add like another damage. So 2 damage against the 3. She's perfectly fine. So that's the end of the goblins. All right, the zombies are going to go next. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 right there. And then this one's going to go 1, 2, 3. So that's the zombies. Sir Ulrich's just going to move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So next turn he can score 3 points for the Overlord. Move that right there. Balthier is going to use his flight special action to go all the way over here with the stun token, but then use his second action to unstun. Actually, I think I just read the special rules, and he does not get stunned if he's not carrying someone, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. The door can still be shut on him, but this does make him get closer. The Overlord's not going to move the spider because they want to kind of block this entrance, so Sir Ulrich next turn can get out, and that makes it a pain for the heroes. So at the end of the Overlord turn, one of these spiders gets to spawn in the spider's nest, so the master one right there, so it's a nice little wall. And then also we remove the 4th fatigue token, so it's halfway towards the heroes winning, but when that happens, the supporting group, which were these original Ettins from the armory, they get to spawn up here at the entrance. So those are now in play. All right, it's the end of the Overlord turn. All right, Shalara is going to go first. She's going to attack this normal goblin over there. She needs to get 4 range. She's going to use her Arcane Bolt. All right, let's see what she gets. She did get the range. She has to do, I think the goblin has 2 health. So she's going to do, let's see, we have 1 damage, but then she's going to add Pierce 1 or Pierce 2. So that's enough damage to get rid of this goblin. So that's the first action right there. That goblin goes down. And then her second action is going to be to flip the lever. She wants to close Balthier's door, so she needs the white. She knows it's already here, so that goes up there. This goes down. So that closes on him. All right. And then she's going to use Bright Blaze to move. Let's see. I guess right here. That seems to be a good spot. It's end of her turn. Also, with that door closing, this one opens up. All right. Tatiana is going to shoot this goblin first. She needs to get 1, 2, 3, 4 range. She's going to use her U short bow. She gets a blue and a yellow. So let's see what she ends up getting. Let's see, we got 1 damage. 2 damage. She got the range, and then she can add 1 more damage, so 3 damage minus 1, so the goblin takes 2. I believe this master goblin has 4 health, so 2 right there on that one. And then she's going to use the unused surge to remove a fatigue right there. All right. And then the second action, she's thinking about it. Her second action, she's going to attack this goblin archer again. She needs the, how much range again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Same deal. She got the range. Ooh, and barely enough damage. It was exactly enough to take out the goblin, so that goblin goes down. And that is the end of her turn. All right, Asharian's going to go next. She gets to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab the search token. There's nothing special, so let's see what she gets right over here. She ends up getting a warding talisman. Flip this card over after re-rolling defense dice to add 2 to your result and 50 gold. That's pretty good. So we'll add that. Where is her character? There she is. We're going to put that right here. You get the gold whether you use the item or not. Grisban is going to take the last turn. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to also grab a search token. Might as well at this point. They have like a little breather time. Let's see what he ends up getting. He ends up getting stamina potion. Flip this card over during a turn to choose your hero or an adjacent hero to recover all stamina. That's really good. It's going to be like super good for them. All right, that's the end of the hero's turn. At the beginning of the Overlord turn, reinforcements come. The 2 goblin archers are going to come up over there. And also they get to draw a card. They get tripwire, which is good to stop someone who has low awareness, which is usually Grisband. And then also, I'm trying to think who else this is good against. Shalara as well. All right, so that's going to be pretty useful to stop Grisband because he's stuck right there. All right, first action is going to be Ulrich. He's going to spend a movement point to go out. That scores the Overlord 3 fatigue points. So I'm going to go ahead and add 3 fatigue to their victory points. The Overlord wins if they get 8. Only Sir Ulrich. And then the zombies and then the goblin archers can add to the fatigue when they escape. All right. All right. The spiders get to go next. The Overlord's going to move this one 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. The spiders are just going to be a nuisance. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And it's going to attack Grisban. Gets to roll a yellow and a blue. Grisban gets to roll a gray. So let's see where this ends up. I'm trying to think real quick if there's anything else useful. Yeah, this turn, the Overlord's going to use Word of Misery. It's supposed to be at the start of the turn, but I just remembered it now. Each time a hero suffers damage, they also suffer a fatigue in addition to the damage. All right. Just to whittle down the heroes. Ooh, this is, let's see what this is. We got 2 damage, 3 damage. So 1 damage is going to go through. And then also poison. So 1 damage in Grisband. We have the Word of Misery for the fatigue. 1 damage. And then poison as well. So let's go ahead and grab that onto Grisband right there. The Overlord could use another Frenzy to attack again, which could be okay, but they're probably going to save it for now. All right. That's the end of the spider turn. The zombies are going to go next. 2 for the special action to teleport across the waterfall. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. These zombies are going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's the end of the zombie turn. Or actually, no, there's this one right here. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I just slid it. All right, the goblin archers are going to go next. They get to go 5. 1, 2, 3. Wait, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to go there. This one's going to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one right here is going to attack Tatiana for a yellow and a blue die. Yellow, blue, and defensive die. Let's see, she doesn't have anything too crazy to use yet. All right. Oh, that was a good roll for the goblin. It is within 3 of a master monster, so it gets to use Surge. So that's going to be 3 damage. Oh, is it enough range? It needed to be 2 range. It is enough. So 3 damage plus Surge for 4 damage on the one. So Tatiana takes 3 damage. She also receives a fatigue for the Word of Misery. So let's go ahead and add that right there. And then this goblin's going to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I guess 5 right there. It's going to try to escape. And then we have, how many more goblins left? 2 more. This one's going to go first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. It's going to shoot a Sharian. So same deal. This one cannot use Surge. A Sharian's going to use Stone Skin just because she's going to possibly lose her fatigue anyways. So she might want to use it. All right, let's see what happens. All right. We have plenty of defense. It's like 5 defense. And the range is definitely good because it's next to them. So no damage to a Sharian. That's the end of that goblin turn. This goblin is going to go 1, 2, stop there, do its attack on the Sharian. Ends up doing, let's see, 1 damage. Yeah, so I guess kind of stinks for a Sharian. I guess, well, can't use Surge because there's no master monsters within 3 for Cowardly. So yeah, 1 damage and 1 fatigue on a Sharian, but because she's full on fatigue, she'll take another damage. So 2 damage to her. There we go. All right, and then that was 2 movements, 3, 4, 5. I guess stay out of range from Grisband. It's the end of the Goblin Archer's turn. All right, the Ettins get to go next. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then expand over here. And then this one's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then it gets to expand, I think, right there. And it's going to go 1, I guess 2, 3 right here. All right, and then the last action is going to be Beltier. He's going to fly all the way over, use his flight action. Let me see where he's going to land. He's going to land right here. Let's see if he has reach. He does have reach. So then his second action is going to be to attack. It's a blue and a red right there on a Sharian. Blue and a red. A Sharian gets the gray defense dice. So let's see what happens. Gets 1, 2, 3. Minus the 1. But a Sharian's going to use 2 more shields, so she takes no damage. But the Overlord is going to use Frenzy to get 1 more attack in. So let's go ahead and do that. Same deal. We got 3 damage and a Surge. And then 2 defense by a Sharian. So that's going to be 1 damage, and then the Surge is going to be poison, but also another damage because of the Word of Misery. Fatigue is full, so 2 damage. And poison. So she has 1 health left. Let's go ahead and grab the poison. Right there. All right, that's the end of the Overlord turn. At the end of the turn, we place 1 cave spider right here, and then also remove 1 fatigue token. So the heroes are going to be winning soon. It's a close race. Sharian's going to go first, but she has to test might. She has to get a 2 or less, or else she gets knocked out here. So this is going to be an important roll. She survives. I didn't think that she would. It's dice, though. You never know. All right, now she has to... That gets rid of the poison as well. She has to think about what she's going to do now. Her first action is going to be moving 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the second action will be to attack this spider with reach. She gets to use a blue and a yellow die. The spider gets a gray. So let's see what happens. Oh, this is pretty good. Spider has 3 health, I believe. So 1 defense, 1, 2, 3, surge for 4, and then the extra unspent surge to remove a fatigue, and the spider is defeated. All right, that's the end of Sharian's turn. All right, Shalar is going to go next. She's going to use her arcane bolt to attack this particular zombie, but then she's going to use Exploding Rune with 1 fatigue, so it hits both of them. So she's going to have to roll the defense dice one at a time. So first, she's going to roll for the Master Zombie. She gets to roll a yellow and a blue. Master Zombie, or I guess both zombies get a brown defense die, so let's see how much damage that one takes. Oh, she ends up missing, and she can't do anything about it. That is pretty rough. That's actually for both attacks. That's a miss. Brutal. Her next action is going to be to pull the green lever. She knows it's right there. And then this door is going to get shut right there. That's the end of her turn. Actually, I forgot about Bright Blaze. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. So pierce 1 around there. All right, Tatiana's going to go next. She's going to shoot this Master Zombie. 1, 2, 3, 4. She needs to roll 4 on her range. Well, I guess 3 because of her special ability. A yellow, a blue, and then the zombie gets a brown. So let's see what happens. It's not too bad. So that's 1, 2, 3 damage, and then 1 more for Surge, which is 4 damage on that zombie. The zombie does have 6 health though. So let's go get the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And then I guess her second action is going to be doing the same attack. Let's see what happens with this one as well. All right, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, the zombie got 2 defense. That is not good. That's going to leave it alive with 1 health. She has a reroll. She can try to get a 2 on this die. It's pretty unlikely. I feel like she has to try it. Yeah, she's going to use her little token here that she gets from the Overlord when they use Threat. The hero token, I think that's the name, to reroll the yellow die. She's hoping for a Surge or like a 2. Nope, that does nothing. So, well, the zombie still takes a damage. But that's going to be pretty rough right there because that zombie survives. This is one of the monsters that's trying to escape out over there. All right, that's the end of Tatiana's turn. Grisban's going to take the last turn. He's going to move 1 right there. He's then going to use Stamina Potion to recover all the stamina off of Asherian. So she removes all of that right there. So that's gone. Well, he has to test poison actually first. So for might, black and a gray die, 5 or less, because that's his strength. He's good, and the poison is gone. All right. And then his second action, he's going to attack. Well, actually, before he attacks the Master Spider, he's going to use this threat token, the hero one, to remove a fatigue, to use Rage to perform a melee attack with an extra damage. So he's going to use the Battle Axe. So it's going to be blue and the red with the Pierce from the Bright Blaze, Pierce from the Axe, and an extra damage. Let's see what happens. All right. Oh, that's a miss. That is painful. All right. That's how it goes. That is the end of his turn. All right, at the beginning of the Overlord turn, we get a new card. We get Dark Resilience. This allows a monster to heal, which is really good. We're probably going to play this during the zombie turn, but let's see. The first thing we're going to actually activate are the Goblin Archers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second action to move out, so that escapes. So that is another fatigue for the Overlord's victory. They have to get 8. All right, and then this Goblin Archer right here is going to move here. That one's going to stay put. This one up here, let's see, let's spread them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. That's all of the Goblin Archers. All right, the spiders are going to go next. This regular one's going to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's going to attack Grisban. Gets to roll a yellow and a blue. Grisban gets a gray. So let's see. Grisban's still looking pretty healthy. That's also a miss. We can actually use a reroll right here. Dark Fortune. Reroll the blue die. So let's move this down here. That there. All right, let's see what we get. We end up doing, it's going to be 3 damage. And then we're not going to poison because he has high might. So yeah, we'll do 1 more damage right there. So 4 minus 1, so 3 in Grisban. So he's going to take the 3. Right over here. 1, 2, 3. So that's that spider's turn. And then the Master Spider is going to attack as well. So same deal. It just gets better surges. There we go. 2 against 2. I don't think there's anything that the Overlord really wants to waste right here. Could do another Frenzy, but I don't know if that's worth it. That's the end of the Spider's turn. Balthier is going to do his flight action with this. It's going to teleport or fly over here. Put that there, put that there. They both get stunned, and his second action will be to remove the stun, but the goblin will still be stunned. So let's put that right there as a reminder. All right, the zombies go next. 1, 2, 3. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Spread them out. This one is going to use Dark Resilience. So rolling 2 red dice and recover hearts equal to whatever hearts are rolled. 3 health is restored, so that goes down to 2 damage on him. Could have been worse for the heroes. That's still pretty good. All right, so that's gone. And then first action is 1, 2, 3. And then second action is going to be to attack a Sharian. It gets to roll a yellow and a blue die right there. It could do grab, but it's not going to. So yeah, let's see how it goes. A Sharian gets, she's going to use Stone Skin on herself. So that exhausts. She gets a fatigue, so she gets 2 gray dice. So let's see how it goes. All right, 1, 2, 3 damage against 3. So nothing goes through, but this is a good time for the Frenzy for another attack right there. She really wants to take out a Sharian. A Sharian has 1 health left. A Sharian does not get another gray die. She's going to use that once. Return. Ooh, that's a miss. A Sharian got really lucky there. All right, and then there's 1 more zombie. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3. It's going to go 2, 3 right there. And that one's going to attack Tatiana. Same deal, but this one is the one up top, a normal one. Ooh, let's see what this is. A lot of stuff's going to happen. 2 damage with 2 surges, but 2 defense. So we're going to add 1 damage to actually do a damage and 1 to disease her as well. So she gets 1 damage, and then she gets a disease card as well. This, I believe she has to test willpower at the start of her turn, right there, or she'll suffer fatigue until she passes that test. All right, so that's the end of the zombie turn. Last up is the Ettins. We're going to grab that spot. 1, 2, I guess only has 3 movement, so it expands over here. And then that's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then expand over here. So that's its turn. It's going to spend 2 to go over here, and then 1 more to go there. So that's right there. It does have reach, but it's still not enough. I'm trying to think what it wants to do. It has 3 movement. I guess it's just going to go right here. Just kind of get up and get ready for next turn. All right, that's the end of the Overlord turn. We're going to remove a fatigue token. They only have 2 more turns to get 8 points. And then also a spider spawns right over here. It's going to choose this spot. Grisben's first action, he's going to attack the Master Spider right here. He gets a red and a blue die. Spider gets to roll a gray defensive die. He's going to try to take this out in 1 shot, but it's going to be unlikely. Let's just see. He ends up getting 1, 2. There is Pierce 2, 1 for the Battle Axe, 1 for Bright Blaze nearby. So that's going to be 3 damage. He can do 2 more, so 3, 4, 5. That actually takes out the Master Spider right there. He's then going to attack the regular spider right up there. Same deal. 2 Pierce already as well, but that is a miss, so that part was unlucky. So that's the end of his turn. Next up is a Sharian. She's going to attack with her Oak Staff on the zombie. She does get Pierce 1 for the Bright Blaze nearby. She gets to roll a blue and a yellow. The zombie only gets a brown die, so let's see what happens. She ends up doing, oh, that's a lot. The zombie has 4 health left. She ends up doing the 4 damage and uses her last, I forgot to mention it, but she was going to use Drain Spirit. So she did it, it's going to cost 1 fatigue, but she gets to recover it from the unspent surge right there. So everyone within 3 of her, which I think is everyone but Shalara, gets to heal 1. So this Master Zombie's taken out. That's a really important monster to defeat. So that goes right there. And then we have 1 from Ashirin, 1 from Grisband, and then 1 from Tatiana because of the Drain Spirit. And then her next action is going to be to attack 1, 2. I guess this zombie right there as well. Right, so same deal. 1 blue, 1 yellow against the brown. This zombie, I believe, has, let me double check, 3 health. Oh, that was really lucky. The Overlord only has a tripwire card, which the heroes haven't moved yet. So the zombie is taken out. That's also very important. All right, that's the end of her turn. All right, Shalara is going to go next. She's going to move Bright Blaze right up over here, and then she's going to attack the Etten right there. She gets to roll she has no fatigue left, or stamina. She gets to roll a blue and a yellow with her Arcane Bolt, and then the Etten does get 2 gray dice, but the Familiar gets Pierce 1 for Bright Blaze. So let's see. Ooh, that was pretty good. 1 damage, 2 damage, no defense. So I guess 2 damage goes through, and then she gets to recover a stamina or a fatigue right there. That was pretty good. So let's put the 2 damage onto the Etten. See if she can do anything with the next attack. She's just going to do a similar attack, but she does have the potential to do Runic Knowledge with the Surge. All right, so let's see. There's Pierce 1 for Bright Blaze. So this time just, 3 damage, but Etten rolled 4 defense. So that's the end of Shalara's turn. All right, Tatiana is going to go next. She's going to attack with the U short bow on the Etten right there. She gets a blue and a yellow. Let's see if she has anything to do. No, she has no more. Oh, at the beginning of her turn, she has to test for willpower, so she has to get 2 or less. So let's go ahead and roll that. Black die and a gray die, 2 or less to pass. She does not, so she suffers a fatigue, but because she can't suffer anymore, she takes a damage. It's not the worst. But yeah, let's go back to the U bow attack, U short bow. There is 1 pierce. Definitely don't need range, so let's see. Got a surge there. 4 defense, 2, 3, and a pierce. So yeah, nothing goes through, but she'll use the unused surge to remove a fatigue right there. All right, she's going to make her second action another attack on this Etten. Oh, actually, she could think about attacking the spider instead just to get rid of it. That's actually probably an okay idea. She'll attack the spider. She needs to get 1, 2, 3 range. Let's see how this goes. No pierce, though. Oh, she missed, so it didn't matter who she attacked. All right, so that's the end of the hero's turn. All right, at the beginning of the Overlord's turn, reinforcements come up there. Just the Master Zombie and the Goblin Archer. Then also gets to draw a card right here. We get Critical Blow. That's really good to add extra damage. It's really intense. All right. All right, the Goblin Archers are going to go first. This one's going to remove the stun and then move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, trying to go towards the exit. This one's going to move right over here to be picked up later on by Balthier. This one up there is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I believe this is the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to attack. Let's see what it wants to attack. Shalara has 7 health. And then Tatiana has 8. So she'll go after Shalara. 1, 2. Oh, actually, it completely is blocked by line of sight. So it cannot shoot. All right, zombies go next. 1, 2, 3 up there. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3. These are going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 right there. That's the end of the zombie's turn. Thea's going to go next. He's going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I guess just move 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to get ready for the last turn after this to do some combat. All right, the spiders get to go next. This one gets to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to attack Asherian. Asherian's going to use Stone Skin to get an extra defensive die. So a yellow and a blue against 2 gray. If she takes 1 damage, she is knocked out. Up, the attack was a miss, so she was lucky. All right, and then this next spider is going to go Probably one right here, and then attack Asharian as well. She does not get an extra die. She can't use that ability again. All right, so that's 2 defense. So we got 1 damage. Surge would be 2 damage, but we're going to use the critical blow to finish her off. Yeah, to at least do 1 damage. So that's going to work. Asharian gets knocked out, so a couple things happen. So she gets replaced by a token. Let me see what symbol she's denoted by. 1 second. We'll just use this one right there. That gives the Overlord another threat token. You can only get 1 threat per hero KO'd. So we can go ahead and add that. They could have drawn a card instead, but since it's winding down, they don't want to do that. And then Asharian gets full up to 10 health, and her fatigue fills up as well. So that goes to 4, and then 10. She'll have to stand up next turn. All right, that's the end of the spider's turn. The Ettins get to go next. 1, 2, 3, and then go right there. And then 1, 2, 3, expand right there. And then this one's going to attack Tatiana with a red and a blue. So let's see what it gets. Let's see, can Tatiana use anything? No. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, 5 damage onto Tatiana. All right, she goes down to 3 life left. Let's go ahead and mark that. And she's diseased. All right, and then the second action is to probably use a throw. So throwing on Tatiana, she has to roll a might test of 2, because that's her might. She has to get 2 or less. She's good, so she is not affected. Let me see if she still is affected. Oh yeah, no. No throw. The throw is dodged. All right, that's the end of the Overlord turn. It gets to replace another spider here in the Spider's Lair. And we get to remove almost the last fatigue token. So the Overlord has 1 more turn to get 8 points. They're at 4 so far. And then the heroes are going to get their last turn. All right. At the beginning of the round, Grisban's going to revive Sharian right there. So go ahead and roll 2 red dice to see how much she heals up. She heals up 4 health right there. So this goes there and she gets to pick herself back up. So we're going to replace that back with her. And then he's going to attack the spider, a red and a blue, against a gray. And he does have Pierce with the battle axe. So let's see what happens. We got 4 damage and then Pierce through. So the spider gets removed. That is the end of Grisban's turn. All right, Asharian's going to go next. She's going to move 1 right there, and then she's going to attack the Ettin with her oak staff. There is Pierce 1 because of Bright Blaze. It's 2 defense, and it's a blue and yellow for the staff. So let's see what we get. I don't think that's enough. Well, actually, it might do 1 damage. So yeah, because there's Pierce 1, 3 damage on 2, so the Ettin receives 1 damage. And that is the end of Asharian's turn. Shalara gets to go first. She's going to attack with the Arcane Bolt right there. She gets to roll a yellow and a blue. She might be able to do Runic Knowledge. Let's see. Right there with the Surge. So yellow and a blue on 2 grays. She ends up, oh, she does get a lot. There is Pierce 1 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So, sorry, 3 damage. So that is going to be 2 going through. We can also, we'll do this, suffer fatigue to do 2 more. So 4 damage to go through. Is that enough to take out the, no, it's 1 short. But we'll still suffer the fatigue and do the Runic Knowledge anyways. All right. Put 4 on damage onto the Ettin. Turn that 1 to a 5. And then she's going to attack again. She cannot use Runic Knowledge again. She does not have enough fatigue or stamina. All right. Got that. There is Pierce 1 still because of Bright Blaze. 2, 3 against 2. So the Ettin goes down. All right. That's the end of Shalara's turn. All right. Tatiana is going to attack the Goblin Archer. 1, 2, 3, 4 range. So a blue and a yellow on a gray right there with the U short bow. Let's see if she gets the range. Nope, she misses, but she's going to go ahead and She's going to attack the spider instead. She does get a pierce because of Bright Blaze. Let's go ahead and roll that one instead. All right, 1, 2, 3 damage. It is enough range. She needed 3. And then she's going to use the unused Surge to remove a fatigue token right there. All right, and then the spider is gone. That's the end of the hero's turn. She was supposed to roll for diseased, so she has to test willpower, so she has to get 2 or less. So let's go ahead and do that right now. She does not, so she receives a fatigue for that. So go ahead and put that on. All right, this is the last turn, so the reinforcements come right here. Not that that part matters, but we'll just still play it out. All right, the goblin archers are going to go first. Actually, we draw a card right there. Dash. This is important to get another move. So the goblin archer is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the second action is going to be 1 and then go out, which scores another point for the Overlord right here. So that's going to be 5. They need 8. And let's see if another goblin can get out. We have this goblin right here. It does have, what's it called? Scamper, so it can move past anyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second action, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dash to 1, 2, go out. That gives another victory point for the Overlords right there, 6 of 8. And let's see the other goblins. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next move action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And then this one's kind of stuck, just waiting to take a flight. Yeah, it's just going to stay put. So that's the end of the goblin archers. Nope, sorry. There's this one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 4, 5. Right there. The Etin's going to go next. 1, 2, 3 right here. And it's going to attack Grisban. It gets to roll a red and a blue. Grisban gets to roll a gray die. So let's see what this happens. We end up doing 3 damage minus 1. So Grisban takes 2. So it's going to go up to 5 damage. So he has 9 health left. All right, that's the end of the Etins. The zombies go next. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's the end of the zombie turn. All right, the cave spider gets to go next. 1, 2, 3. It's just going to go right there. It's going to attack Grisband right there. All right, so that's going to be a yellow and a blue against a gray. So let's see what happens. Let's put that there so we see the surges. 4 damage, no surges against the 1. So Grisband takes 3 life. Let's go ahead and put 1, 2, 3. All right, that's the end of the cave spider's turn. Balthier is going to move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's going to attack Grisban. He gets to roll a blue and a red. Let's bring that right up there, and then Grisban gets a gray die. All right, we got a surge and 3 damage, 3 minus 2, so 1 damage is going through, plus poison. Let's go ahead and put that down. 1 damage, poison. All right, that is the end of the Overlord turn. They get another spider, but that removes the last fatigue token, which allows the heroes to win. All right, so here are the rewards. Win or lose, each player will get experience. If the heroes win, they get 25 gold per hero. The Overlord did not win. Regardless of the winner, if there are exactly 2 fatigue tokens in the hero's play area, they would get gold, but there's less than 2, so they would receive 50. And regardless of the winner, if Sir Ulrich Pharaoh was defeated, the heroes would get a Shield of the Dark God relic. They did not. Otherwise, the Overlord will receive the Shield of Zorak's Favor relic, so that's going to happen. Regardless of the winner, the Overlord receives the Staff of Shadows relic, and then the Baron Returns or Archive of Arazan may be chosen by the winner, which is the heroes for the next thing. So I'm going to go ahead and write this all down, and we will reconverge.
The Overlord gets 3 threat tokens for Veteran Council because there were 3 Master Minions out on the field still when the campaign ended. That's the maximum amount. The Overlord gets Shield of Zorak's Favor, as well as a Staff of Shadows relic. These are for lieutenants, and here is all of the experience, gold, and threat that everyone got. We're about to spend them real soon. We're going to start with Tatiana. The heroes are going to draw 5 shop item cards. There's a steel broadsword. I don't think anyone's really interested in that. Costs 100 gold. We have Mana Weave. After rolling an attack dice, exhaust this card to add 1 surge. That's really good, and it's accessory. No one has that item slot yet. We then have leather armor. This is probably going to be bought. 1 health and another brown die when being hit. It's pretty cheap for 75 gold. We have heavy cloak. 75 gold. Exhaust this to cancel a surge on you. Also very good. We'll see how much gold the heroes have to see if they can get all of this. We have Immolation. This magic rune has some pierce. It gets a red and blue die, so it's going to do more damage, but then the range is going to be iffy, so I don't know if we're going to spend the 150 on this. The heroes spend 200 gold for leather armor. This is going to go on a Sharian so she can tank more and do her spells up close and not die as often with the brown die and extra health. And then the Mana Weave is going to go to Shalara. She has a lot of surge options, so this allows her to get surge when she doesn't roll it or to get an extra surge to get rid of fatigue. Tatiana is going to spend her experience on accurate. She gets to reroll a power die, which is a yellow or red, so it's going to be her yellow from her bow. Sharian's going to spend hers on Healing Rain to be able to heal everyone based on a red die roll. This is going to be really good for sustain. Grisband's going to get charged, so he's going to finally be able to move an attack and save some actions as long as the Overlord doesn't have traps. The Overlord's going to grab Unholy Ritual. This allows them to get less actions on a monster group, but then he gets to draw cards equal to the number that they have, keep 2, and discard the rest. So if he's looking for something specific, he can use this. And then Dark Champions, if he has enough threat, he'll have to spend 3 at the beginning of a scenario, but then all master minions get 2 health, 1 additional brown die, and can surge for 2 more damage. This is really brutal, but it costs a lot of threat. But it's now another toolkit in the Overlord's belt. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Good night.